Metro Boomin couldn't even get his own motherfucking party jumping because you niggas want to be bad bitches so bad. Y'all was taking over the fucking stage. Yeah. That's why we say, who's gonna be the man? Because you niggas is bitches. Y'all want to be seen so bad. That shit is so annoying. It's nothing worse than a man that wants fucking attention from other fucking men. That's why us ladies, we don't do the clubs. We don't do the shows. Baby, that whole thing looked like a fucking sausage party. Metro Boomin, I love your album, but you have to realize the audience that you are targeting. These niggas is bitches. Make some shit just for us bitches. We coming. And we got our own money. We pop our own bottles. We don't give a fuck about these niggas.
Okay, so Metro Boomin's party just got shut down because a group of men refused to get off the stage. And I'm not even gonna lie, this has the whole internet asking, if the men are acting like bad bitches, who's gonna act like real men? So let's talk about it, because this is bigger than just one party. It's about the energy and the role, and why so many people feel like the lines are completely blurred right now. Okay, hey y'all, it's Robyn Milan. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and I will be back shortly.
I said, don't be on the fucking stage. Hey, there's no one to like. Alright, I'm gonna let the pencils on there. I'm just saying the support. I know everybody wants to support. I appreciate that. Everybody with the movement. But I got about 20 artists with me that's on this stage. If you did not rap or make a beat on this motherfucking stage, please get the fuck out the stage so we can come celebrate and put the show on the right way. If you ain't be different, then that's it. Y'all fuck it up. Let us in.
That experience Metro Boomin had with all of those dudes rushing the stage and staying there regardless of how many times he asked them to move was essentially society holding a mirror up to men about men's behaviors. Because women are leaving the club scene for the same reasons he wanted to leave that stage, men are forced to be in proximity to one another in the same way that women used to be. And they're getting to see what women always see. The same entitlement those men had to being that close to Metro Boomin because they bought tickets is the same entitlement men have to women because they bought them a drink. Y'all keep telling women if you don't like it outside because it's so unsafe to be around men, stay home. Women are taking that advice. And if they aren't staying home, they're going to female-only places where they feel safe so they won't experience the things Metro experienced. That shit was like walking outside your house during the purge. A bunch of people standing around staring at you standing still, plotting their attack. I bet you that's what it felt like, right? Even his security was shook. If those men felt that unsafe being around other men, why do y'all invalidate women when we say we feel unsafe? I would ask Metro Boomin, what were you wearing? I would tell him you should have chose better. I would ask him, did he vet the men he sold them tickets to? Just to encourage men in society to experience themselves how we experience them. I actually only have one question for him. Metro Boomin, want some more, nigga?
Club culture died when it went from being women-centered to now being male-centered. And it never was like that. Look, that Metro Boomin situation shows how club culture has really died for real. Metro Boomin was at his own show for Futuristic Summer. I checked out the project. Look, I'm, a 2000s kid, 90s baby. I liked that era, so hearing a lot of them songs, it was nostalgic. I thought it was just an okay project. And I'm from the deep South myself, so being from the South, I really, I vibe with that.
You see what I'm saying to him? I bet y'all got it. Fuck this shit.
Metro Boomin canceled his own show because the dudes in Atlanta would not get off the stage. Go click on the video. Go look at the video in the search. Metro Boomin canceled his own show. I seen Young Dro in the background. So it looked like it's about to be a nice little, function. But he canceled the show because he was telling them to get off the stage. From my understanding, everybody in Atlanta think they're a celebrity, so they wouldn't get off the stage. And another caveat to that, with club culture, it was way too many men there. Club culture died when it went from being women-centered to now being male-centered. And it never was like that.
club culture died when y'all started making women paid again. Okay, I know people love to say, oh, it was the music, they stopped making dancing music. No, it was when y'all started making women pay. Because at the end of the day, when I started clubbing, the women got in free and the men paid. Why? Because us women bring out the men. Men come because they know there's going to be girls there. And as soon as y'all started treating us like boys, it wasn't fun no more, okay? Anytime you go into a club and you first walk in and you scope the scenery, the first thing, this is how you know it's going to be a bad vibe. When you scope the scenery and you say, dang, there's a lot of niggas in here. It's a lot of men in here and not enough women. For every one woman, there's like 10 niggas. That ain't fun. Like, that's the thing that you're like, ooh, we might need to go somewhere else. There's too many niggas in here. And I know men say the same thing because you want to be where the girls are at, right? And I feel like this Metro Boomin situation is a prime example of how far club culture has died, how far gone it is. Because this man literally had to end his event early because grown men would not get off the stage. The thing about it is, if it was a bunch of women on the stage and they said get off, the women would have got off. But these grown men who like to stand on platforms, like to stand in sections and be corny and be the girls who gonna be the boys, ruined a whole event. Metro Boomin probably walked in and said, "There's too many niggas in here," and it's equivalent to you being a grown man and going in another man's section and then arguing that you don't want to get out of that man's section. Why are y'all trying to be up there with like groupies? Y'all want to be girls. Y'all want to be girls, and that's why clubbing ain't fun no more.
Metro Boomin had to leave his event because he was begging the men to please get off the stage and they refused. This speaks on such a bigger issue because the men want to be the bad bitches. They want to be the center of attention at all costs. All of the things that you see men online projecting towards women, oh, she's a groupie, she's money hungry, or da-da-da-da-da. These are things that they're projecting because these are the things that they actually desire, that they would want to have for themselves, and they don't have easy access to it in the same capacity like women. I remember years ago, I was in the section with Fat Joe, and men were literally elbowing me because they wanted to keep close proximity to him. Like, this has happened multiple times. It's so crazy. And it's like and then when you transfer it over to the dating world, it's the same mentality. Like, the pride is gone, and the pride is for the wrong things. These men only care about male validation. And even though I'm not gonna lie, it's, I do think some people weaponize the whole, DL conversation against men. But in some conversations, it does make you wonder, it does make you question. Like, they will go to great lengths to either impress or flex on other men. Not trying to impress other women. Like, I feel like at some point men would try to get haircuts for women. Men would try to get fly for women. Men would want to smell good for women. These men want to do this for men. They don't like I don't know what's in the air. I don't know what's going on, but that example was the perfect example. All those men had no business being on the stage. He said, listen, I had about 20 of my artists or 20 people that were on my album that should be on the stage. The rest of y'all, please get the hell off the stage. And they stood there like I'm not getting off.
Girl, we're in a time where the traditional dynamics, men being the providers and the protectors and the leaders, are shifting fast, and not always in a way that's balanced. You've got men fighting to be in the spotlight, literally taking up space on the stage, refusing to move when they're not even the main attraction. That's not leadership, that's performance. And here's the thing, energy is contagious. When men step into the spotlight for attention instead of purpose, it's not just a funny viral moment. It sends a message. If the people who were supposed to be holding the fort are too busy posting for the camera, who's protecting the vibe? Who's building? Who's holding the standard? And why the women not on the stage? Like, what's going on?
That Metro Boomin situation is a direct reflection of what social media is doing to society. In two different ways. One, when people say like, who gonna be the boys? Yeah, I think that's I think that's kind of what they meant. If you look at that situation, why is it so many men on that stage while Metro Boomin is trying to perform, where he has to be like, y'all gotta get off the stage, and then they stayed. And I saw some think pieces that said it was girls on that stage too. It was. But history has showed us that a lot of rappers or performers don't mind women being on stage because they actually add to the enjoyment, right? They dancing, they twerking, they doing all the things. It's fun. That is not always the case with guys. Y'all just standing there looking crazy in the way. So that's one. Two is clout. It's clout. Everybody wants to have their phone out. Everybody wants to be next to the person who got the clout. So they want to get pictures and post them, just be like, oh, I was on the stage with Metro. Oh, I'm out here with celebrities. I'm doing things. Just wanting to be seen. Just wanting to be seen. Clout is a hell of a drug. And I think that's all have to do with social media. Because if you ain't have nowhere to post it, you wouldn't even care to have it in your phone.
Let me touch on this topic real fast with the whole Metro Boomin leaving his party situation. If you remember, or if you was clubbing like 2000, let me see, like 2014-ish in Atlanta. Yeah, like 2000, like when Amigos was just dropping. Do you know you had to, like, you couldn't go to strip, like you couldn't go to Follies, you couldn't go to certain clubs without a nigga escort, like because they wanted women to be in the club and stuff like this. Like, not even on no, like it was like on some, you can't get in this club unless a dude walk you in this club. No lie, men, y'all have to chill out. Y'all are entirely way too sassy and way too entitled. It should be no reason why that man released his album and left his own party because of y'all dykes.
The way those dudes acted at Metro Boomin's album release party was the exact definition of who gonna be the boys. These men are all over the stage, pushing girls out the way to get close to this man. It was ridiculous, beyond ridiculous. I feel like some of the dudes who actually had sense there are actually getting a hang of why we say who gonna be the boys. We say it because of things like that. Like they act like some real life groupies. I just know Metro was just as appalled as we all were. Like, his stage was full of nothing but men. It got so bad to where he ended his show and said he was gonna leave because they wouldn't move. But again, who gonna be the boys? Who gonna be them, y'all?
Oh, if you're from Atlanta, you probably already seen the whole thing with the Metro Boomin Futuristic Block Party event being canceled because these men are the new groupies. They were pushing the women out the way to get next to these rappers. I done watched so many videos of people with real accounts who was there post on this online about these men. It's hilarious to me. These men been weird. I've been saying that for a long time. I remember when back in the day when I would go to the club, I would genuinely have a good time. Something shift at some point. I can't put the time stamp on it, but something had shift because me and my girls, we went to the club. We saw men looking at us, checking us out, but nobody said anything to us. We, bought our food. We danced. We bought our drinks. We just enjoyed each other's company. As we were leaving the club, men was lined up like a pack of sardines in the corridor, trying to grab at us, talking about what you doing after this. Some guy tried to just grab my hand like he was trying to hold my hand. I slapped his hand. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I remember it like it was yesterday. That's why the security guards won't allow men to stand there no more, because they realized they were scaring the women. And if the women ain't coming to the club ain't making no money. So they like, you can't loiter here. You can't loiter here. But back in the time, there was a time where men would literally stand in the corridor waiting for women to leave so they could try to leave with these women. I've been saying something's wrong with the water. But to see that men was pushing the hoes out the way, trying to be around these rappers, and for Metro Boomin to say, hey, I paid for this event. If you didn't pay for this event, if you're not up here going to, you ain't produce a song, you didn't write an ad-lib, you're not performing, get off the stage. And them dudes just stood there. And one lady was like, oh, they think they celebrities. No, baby, they're groupies, clout chasers. They want to get next to the rapper. They want to get next to the rappers. And I know when he said, if y'all don't get off stage, I'm gonna leave, they called his bluff. And when he left, they looked stupid, because I seen a clip with Lil Baby in there. I seen a clip with Young Dro. Somebody said Quavo was there, and there was 20 rappers total that was there that was going to perform that night for that block party. And them niggas ruined the night for everybody.
All I'm going to say is, I just think it's ironic that when you go in, did you fart? Yeah. When you go into an event and it's predominantly males there, they're going to ruin the night. Okay? And I'm not going to lie to you. It be the black men. I hate to say it. It be us. It be us every fucking time. It be us.
This isn't about men not having fun. It's about the fact that so many are chasing validation the same way women are criticized for doing, but without the balance of responsibility. And that shift is leaving a lot of women asking, so where does this leave us? Because while the men are taking selfies on the stage, being bad bitches, women are having to step into leadership roles by default, or not even showing up at all to these events. We're securing the bags, managing the homes, raising the children, holding it all together. Then we're told we're too independent or not feminine enough. But here's the truth. We're adapting to a vacuum. So when I see situations like the Metro Boomin party, I don't just see a shutdown over stage. I see a reflection of a bigger issue. Too many people want the title without the work, the look without the role, the shine without the substance, and that energy is expensive, okay? There's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself, but leadership, presence, and respect for the collective vibe should always come from personal ego. When you understand your role in a room, the whole space wins, okay? Like, why are you up there on that stage, sir? It's like, it was a whole bunch of men on the stage. I don't understand. So, all right, my loves. So with that being said, my loves, become the woman who walks in a room and make people wonder. Secure the bag, protect your peace, girl, and stay rich, rich babes. Love you.